Dissolve the apartheid
So what would you like to
Allow
see happen,
Palestinians-
HASAN?
Do you not understand the English language?
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Parker, and this is our broadcast coming to you live from rainy California, Los Angeles, folks, on stolen land, Tongva land. We're live, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is going to be a rainy day, but I'm live, I'm alive, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic one regardless. Meme from yesterday. Before we get started, last time I was supposed to give you a Japanese Communist Party pin that I got in Japan, and I still forgot to bring it today. So I'm instead going to give you an evil eye. So I'm going to give that to you. I'm having a hard time taking this off.
All right. Well, you give it to me later. All right.
Okay. Oh yeah, let's take a photo.
Nope.
All right, we'll leave.
Okay, great. All right. Keep
Okay.
up the good work.
All right, thank you.
Nope.
Is a real clip. This is close. This is as close as the real interaction as you can get. I'm gonna be honest. Like, nailed that social interaction. I did not nail that social interaction at all. Let's be real. Unc was not impressed. Grand Unc. Bernie had enough of you, fam. Yeah, he's never doing a fucking long one. He's never doing a long one with me. I don't know why he hates you so much. He doesn't, dude. It's Bernie. He's a curmudgeon. I feel like the Bernie team wants to keep you at an arm's length. I'm sorry, man. No. You had like 5 minutes, dog, every time. I know. Do you think he should have went harder on Newsom? I was a bit disappointed. I mean, look, he's just not going to go hard on anybody. He doesn't do that ever. Can we stop doing 5-minute interviews? What do you want me to do? Fucking not have a conversation with him? Yeah, Bernie Sanders didn't even attack Biden, okay? Like, as a matter of fact, one of my biggest criticisms of Bernie was that he's unfortunately not aggressive enough against the establishment Democrats. Do what you think is best, but I love you. Push him on Israel next time. First of all, dude, it's not going to happen in a 7-minute format, in a 6-minute format. That's the whole point. I'm trying to do a longer sit down with him where we can tackle some ideas more broadly. I think it's funny to imagine Democrats are waiting in line to talk to you, but you want to talk to Bernie and he only gives you 30 seconds. This is the second time he wouldn't give you more than 5 minutes, and it seemed to be so uninterested in your questions. If you make time for Schultz, Theo Vaughn, and others and be nice and invested, then he can make time for you too, in my honest opinion. Politicians should be coming to you to ask to be on your stream. Politicians do come to me to ask to be on my stream. I think Bernie Sanders sees it as preaching to the fucking choir. That's what the problem is. Like, his team is all Hassan Abihaz. That's not a problem at all. As far as his goals goes, I think like he sees more utility in talking to the broad audiences of like not leftists, which I totally understand. I mean, I do something similar as well. For me, that 5-minute format is almost exclusive for like the same sound bites that we've heard a million times over. Chatter, you're being parasocial. Bernie does not hate hasL. He doesn't really do live streams, and he likes to talk to less established left audiences. Yeah, exactly. That 5-minute format is not conducive to a long, well thought out, comprehensive agenda conversation. And as much as I respect Bernie for everything that he's done and what he means for the modern socialist movement, and have my criticisms regardless on my differences with him, especially when it comes to like foreign policy, things of that nature. The reality of the matter is like there's still utility in those conversations, but he would rather sit 30 plus minutes with anyone other than you. Okay, you guys are literally doing the exact opposite of what my parasocial stalkers do. You're literally assuming the absolute fucking worst. It's not like that at all. You need to calm the fuck down, okay? Jesus Christ, chatters. You're 83-month subscriber. We're talking about an 80-year-old man. Like, he will take the fight to establishment Democrats without actually having those moments that will drive conversation. Even with Bernie Sanders' runs in 2016 and in 2020, if you recall, one of my biggest criticisms was that he was not aggressive enough towards Democrats, towards like establishment Democrats. At a time when like a little bit more heat, if he was a little bit more contentious, I think that would have opened up media opportunities. I think it was a fine interview in general. The takeaway from the internet liberals is obviously idiotic, and they'll try to make like controversy out of it as they have, and then that controversy will drive discourse regardless. And hopefully we can make that controversy more productive by talking about like when it's appropriate to actually call out Democrats, or how it's appropriate to call out Democrats that are doing fuck shit and standing in opposition to the goals that we have. Because the reality of the matter is like there is a real battle taking place within the Democratic Party right now, and I think it serves no one's interest to refuse to call out people every now and then. And Bernie does call out people from time to time. He'll just like broadly call out establishment Democrats. He just won't, name names in general. I saw some people say Bernie didn't fuck with you wanting to tax the billionaires more, and I didn't know what to say to that. Yeah, those people are fucking stupid. Like, those people are stupid. You don't need to take them seriously. They're incredibly dense people. Their focus is just drama, right? Like, their focus is like advancing a cause. It's more so just like them telling on themselves. HASAN has 5 minutes to interview Bernie Sanders and decides to use that time to try to get Bernie to trash Gavin Newsom. It gets awkward. With Bernie's credit, he kept it civil. I hope HASAN learned a lesson here. This guy fucking hates Bernie Sanders, by the way. These guys literally hate Bernie Sanders. So they are now defending Bernie Sanders because they hate me more. For them, it's all drama. It has nothing to do with like what Bernie is doing there at all, which is so fucking nutty. This clip really exposed what libs on Twitter have been complaining about. Bernie clocked that HASAN was trying to bait a clip off him bashing Newsom to support his recent crash out this past week. Fortunately, Bernie's equipped and shot down this childish attempt. L HASAN W Bernie. What's crazy about this take in general is that like I'm trying to hear him say what he thinks about like Gavin Newsom attacking the fucking billionaire tax that he's advancing. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course I'm going to ask him about Gavin. Like, I'm sure CNN did the same thing as well. To which I replied with, he's in the state of California doing a rally to tax the billionaires. I wonder why I asked him that question about Gavin Newsom, the Democratic governor of the state, who is currently trying to strike down taxing billionaires. You people have the brain of a worm. And of course, like, the Searchlight Institute is out. The knives are out with the Searchlight Institute. Like, I cannot figure out if these guys are doing it specifically because they see like the left flank as a real threat to their establishment power, or if they genuinely have deluded themselves into thinking that like left flank candidates in general are actually presenting a real problem in the elections and they're actually going to lose to the fucking Republicans or something. Because maybe some of them are just like ideologically deluded, or if it's just like petty grievances in general. Like, this is insane. The amount of people that do this kind of shit on Twitter, it has increased in size, in frequency, in magnitude. Not gonna lie, I wondered that myself because Bernie didn't mention or allude to Gavin Newsom by name or title. If you had been paying attention to the oligarchy tour stop in LA, you'd know that and would have framed the question differently. It sounded just like you wanted Bernie to join in on the petty axe grinding. Brother, I don't know if you understand something, but I was there at the fucking oligarchy tour in Los Angeles. Kamala Stan, Hillary bot, all this shit. Like, these guys, they don't understand why Democrats keep losing. It's tough for me to look at what these guys are doing as anything but like wanting the Democrats to lose. But as long as they maintain their influence amongst the establishment Democrats within the party infrastructure, they're fine. They're fine with losing, it seems. They cannot live in a fucking world where a more left position is viable electorally. And it's ironic because that is actually what I talked to with Bernie Sanders, like the left flank candidacies becoming more electorally viable, the script flipping on itself, right? One of the arguments against Bernie Sanders always has been falsely smearing him as someone who has no electoral viability. His worldview being non-viable electorally. And that's precisely what we talked about. That was one of the major points in the conversation that we had, which was that the electoralism argument has actually flipped on its head. If you go out in the real world, you see a lot of people from different backgrounds of like lifelong Democrats actually saying people like Bernie Sanders are the people who can defeat the Republicans. And Bernie agreed with that. Like, the electability argument has totally flipped for regular voters, for the regular Democratic Party voters. But these guys are still running on the old methods. Trey Easton is literally being paid by billionaires to maintain the status quo, and others are just defending sex-best kick streamers. I think that's part people who literally are maintaining the bag for themselves by holding up the oligopoly from within the Democratic Party. And then part of it is people that have like a personal agenda. Looks like the chorus back HASAN. I don't think these guys are all chorus backed. I think they're just like, I don't think these are chorus content creators. Some of them might be, but I think these guys are just like straight up delusional. Like, they are ideologically invested in third way neoliberalism. It's like baked into their identity. It's like at the core of their argument. They legitimately think that something as basic as Democrats have to run for things, they are not identifiable as a fucking party on policies, is actually a bad election mechanism, like a bad mechanism to win elections. It's fucking nuts. I think it's cult-like. I think it's parasocial. I think it's cult-like. I think a lot of what their anger and resentment towards someone like myself is actually pure projection when they say like, oh, you're just a cultist. But then they get mad when I'm not a cultist and I actually have moments of criticism for the politicians that I admire, right? When they're like, how dare you fucking criticize a politician on the left that I've criticized for years and years from the middle. It's very strange. It's a very strange way to operate. Have you encountered these people in real life? I mean, Brian Tyler Cohen I've encountered in real life. He's very cordial in the real world. And I think he's even cordial on the internet too, towards me. He's just like frustrated that I criticize Chorus a lot. I mean, I do sometimes feel like I'm a fucking, island out here, but someone's got to press a little bit. Someone's going to have some tough conversations. Shit lips forget the politicians are literal animals that need to be whipped to our liking. You're informing them where the people are at, that the base is not fuck with corpo and wishy-washy Dems. It's not only for a no for Bernie, but also staffers around him. You can disagree or ignore it, but that doesn't change the facts. I don't think Bernie Sanders is going to change his opinions anyway, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, he is a very powerful and very influential figure in American politics at this point. And most of the people that are in his movement that identify as like Bernie Bros or became politicians, like even Zohran Mamdani, are like outflanking him in their understanding of the world regardless. And Bernie is at least nice enough to not get in the way of that. He does not shy away from endorsing and working with people who are significantly further to his left on foreign policy, further to his left on anti-Zionism, stuff like that. Like that's something that I've always appreciated about Bernie Sanders, regardless of our differences in opinion. He understands that this movement is larger than he is. And this is something that he's been committed to his whole life. And even if he has very stubborn positions that are unshakable, that he refuses to budge on, he recognizes the space that he occupies as someone who is a figurehead in this movement, and he wants to push the country further and further to the left towards a vision that we all agree on, towards a vision of a better future that we all want to achieve. I think that a lot of these guys are just like not really invested in anything but drama on the internet. And I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's good that they're just invested in like petty drama on the internet, that they think like everything that I'm doing is specifically to advance like some sort of like own on fucking Jose can't tweet or whatever, as though that is like even remotely consequential or even remotely a part of my calculation. It's not a part of my calculation, just as like Squirrel's assessment is not a part of my calculation. Like I have a goal here. I want to accomplish something. And in an effort to get there, I have to do what I have to do. People are going to chirp. There's not really much you can do about it. Sometimes the chirping can be constructive criticism. Sometimes it could be like hysterics. Sometimes it could be petty drama and unproductive. And other times it could be like hysterical approaches to a long, well thought out conversation in the future. Yeah, centrists are mad you even asked about Newsom. Leftists are mad you didn't physically assault Bernie for his stance on Israel. Exactly. If you are to my left or if you're ultra or anything like that and you're yelling at me, it is what it is. More power to you. I think you're going to accomplish your goals. If you are a centrist who's yelling at me because I even brought up any sort of friction within the establishment in the left flank of the party, then, sucks to suck for you guys, I think.